I was tasked to do today was just to give you a bit of background about what Bienzeka Poultry International actually does, some of the challenges and successes that we've faced, and how we could sort of build or stretch our hands and to partner with respective stakeholders such as MAEF. Bienzeka Poultry has been in Uganda with the Mukasa family, started in the 1990s. In 2013, the business opportunity looked good, and they welcomed two private equity firms to come and invest in them. In 2014, a third private equity firm invested again, and they took a majority stake in that business. Towards the end of December 2016, the 8 Miles that had the majority purchased the remaining share, and at the moment Bienzeka Poultry is got 3 private equity firms invested in the business. As you can see, I'm not as young looking as I should be, because I've got 3 different push and pull shareholders that we have to deal with. With the private equity coming in, it obviously accelerated the need to build the business and develop it and put best practice into action. And currently today, just to give you a bit of perspective, we've got 760 staff employed at Bienzeka, up from 430 back in 2015, 2016. We've got a fully functioning HR department, training managers and everything, trying to address the skills needs that we've so much put forward over the last 2 days. However, we've also faced some challenges, but I just want to put some numbers up there that even though we are struggling in agriculture, we've had some major challenges, we've managed to still grow the business. And that's exciting for Uganda. We've got a growing population. There's very good environment to get raw materials. There's a growing middle class, maybe not as fast as we would like, but it is there. And so therefore, we are, as investors, seeing tremendous opportunity going forward. And with that, our shareholders have already approved a further injection of $10 million that is going to be, we're going to be expanding in with Bienzeka over the next 2 years. Just to give you a bit of an idea of where we are in the value chain, we currently have breeder farms, hatcheries, broiler farms. We're busy in a commissioning phase with a new processing abattoir. We've got retail outlets, and we've got feed milling and silos. Just to give you an idea of some of our capacity, you can see there we've got a feed mill that can do 66,000 tons. We're currently doing 32,000 tons per annum. We've got grain storage facilities, which helps us to be able to procure the crop at the right time, at the right price. We've got quite a lot of capacity on our breeder farms and our hatcheries. And those are just some of the numbers that we're looking at. Some of the challenges that we've had to face. In 2017, as we all know, we had the bird flu outbreak. Just the direct loss from DOC exports to the region was around about 2.5 billion shillings per annum. That's just for ourselves. Unfortunately, I'd like to just, the PS is not here, but the borders are not open yet. Unfortunately, a lot of our customers are trying to get import permits in Kenya and the likes, and they're not getting them. So it's just something that we're hoping that over the next couple of weeks that will open up. Importation of vaccines for breeder flocks has been a challenge, and I think it's going to remain a challenge. The importation of coccidiostats for the poultry feeds. As a big enterprise such as ourselves, we can use vaccines for some of the coccidiosis issues. However, our small farmers do not have that luxury. So we feel that there's a potential risk, and we need to work with the ministry on how we can minimize or mitigate that risk to our small-scale farmers in the future when we're not allowed to import the coccidiostat and include it in the feed offering. Poultry imports, that's DOCs and meat products dumping, as was mentioned earlier. Those are the challenges that we still face. Lack of policy and regulatory framework, and then obviously the big one, skilled labor. As I said earlier, we've grown our business from 430 people now to 760. We've had to develop our own training. We've had to bring in interns. We've had to also bring in, unfortunately, expatriate expertise. But we're on a very accelerated transfer of knowledge program. And I'm happy to have heard yesterday people from Makerere to say that they're willing to talk to us to see how we can mutually skill up the labor force to meet these expansion programs that we have. And I'm talking specifically on in the poultry industry. Insecurity in and around remote sites. It's very important to engage with the community. However, we have had some problems in some of our sites when the community felt that the chicken was good to eat, and not only was there theft, but every time people go over the fence, there's a biosecurity breach, and so it's something that it's a challenge that we're fighting on. His Excellency did provide us with some army patrols and that, so that has helped us in the last 4 or 5 months. Successes. We've successfully launched a poultry extension services, which we've got a number of veterinary officers that go around and support our farmers. We've launched a commercial broiler outgrower scheme. We've also launched a school poultry program, which we approach schools at P6, P7 level. We give them feed and chicks, and we try and educate the children in poultry husbandry. That's probably taking from the Coca-Cola. We want the younger generation to get to know poultry. We've started to export feed products to Rwanda and DRC. We've done obviously already a big expansion program. We've developed a new hatchery, an abattoir, breeder farm, dedicated rearing already in 2018. And as I said earlier, we've got another $10 million that will be going into new breeder farms, new broiler farms, and also to upgrade our current laboratory and feed mill. The support that we need from the government and other stakeholders. We urge government please to push forward on the policy and the regulatory framework commitments that you've said. I think a very big, important one for us is the Animal Feed Act. I think we're one of the only feed mills in the country that's HACCP accredited. Unfortunately, we are competing against roadside millers and mixers and stuff like that, and we need the government to support this. The farmer needs it. A lot of farmers are buying day-old chicks from us, then they're doing home mixing, and they're having disastrous results with their life savings as they go into a poultry endeavor with not the right feed or not the right expertise. We need guidance and support from IF and NDA to try and solve the vaccine issues, and definitely we need to discuss a way forward for the coccidiostat. We feel in our business that is a serious risk that is coming our way, and for us as a big enterprise, we can always invest more money in making bigger broiler farms, and we will squeeze out the small-scale farmer much faster. But especially if the small-scale farmer is going to get a lot of losses, and they become very inefficient. And unfortunately, the coccidiostat issue is something that's looming on the horizon. Again, assist with the opening of borders, and obviously more training of extension officers, and basically protection from the poultry dumping. At the end of the day, my final statement regarding the elevator pitch is we're expanding, we need outgrowers, We want to encourage new, young, and especially women to come and have a look at the poultry industry. It's vibrant. We're looking for distributors for our downstream investments, and we're looking for students who are looking for to come into the poultry industry. You're all welcome.